Sir, Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, in support of the bill, let me say that we are really proud of our Indian judiciary. Whatever the criticism come, we are really feel proud of the judiciary. In our country, most of the judges are honest. Of course, there are few black sheeps. Of course, there are some aberrations. But only for that reasons we can't blame our judiciary. Our judiciary has, because of the contribution of our judiciary, the democracy of the country has been strengthened. By reasons of the several interpretation of the constitutional provisions, right from Keshavananda Bharati, Maneka Gandhi, Nandini Satpathy, All India Judiciary's case, SP Gupta, the Constitution, our interpretation of the constitutions, the people's rights have been exceeded. In fact, there are sometimes when peoples remain in power, they criticize the judiciary on the ground of the judicial activism. So long one moves in the corridor of power, he really doesn't understand the existence of the judiciary. The day he is out of the corridor of power, he understands the existence of the judiciary of the country. Sir, here we bring constitution. Constitutional provisions are amended, making new amendments, but ultimately the judiciary of our country, that becomes the custodian of the constitution of our country. Real interpretation comes from the judiciary. People get their protection from the judiciary. In support of this bill, through you, sir, I want to raise few questions to the Honourable Law Ministers. I appreciate this bill, but before appreciation, kindly tell us whether in our country, regarding the appointment of the judges in the High Court, most non-transparent system is available or not. There is no transparent system. There is no criteria laid down. Nobody knows who will be the judges, who will be made judges, who will not be made judges. Not only at the threshold, it goes on when it is in the case of a Supreme Court. What are the criteria for appointment of the Supreme Court judges? Can the Honourable Law Minister tell us what are the criteria of the appointment of the Supreme Court judges? Is it on the basis of the seniority, or is it on the basis of a merit, or only on the basis of a undisclosed quotas of the High Courts? Sir, at Calcutta, a senior judge of 1996 has not yet become a Chief Justice of any High Court. But from a Guwahati, 2001, who has been appointed in 2001 as a judge of a High Court, he has been appointed as a Chief Justice of a different High Court. What are the basis? Is there any quota on the basis of the High Courts? If that quotas are there, can you disclose us? I don't understand. From a High Court, 4 judges are coming, and from another High Court, 1 judge is also not coming. Why? What is the basis? Is the seniority or merit? If merit, on the basis of the merit, it is decided what are the criteria of merit. Only on the basis of the collegium state, everything is being appointed from the High Court judges up to Supreme Court judges. And what are the criteria before the collegium? Collegium doesn't sit at all. They don't agree with one person with another person. Therefore, sir, in support of the Judicial Standards and Accountability Bill, I will request through you, the Honourable Law Minister, make a transparent provisions for appointment of a judges of the High Court and also Supreme Court. Let the people know what are the criteria. Lay down, or at least in the Supreme Court cases, in which cases, on what basis, what criteria Supreme Court, a judge would be appointed on Supreme Court. We want to know, people of this country want to know. Sir, our judges are having a lot of pressures. It's not correct. They don't do discharge their duties. They are having lot of pressures with them, with the work pressures. Today what is needed is that population has been grown up, cases are being piling, but the strength of the judges are not being increased. Even if the judges are there, vacancies are there years after years. Years after years, one of my friends was telling about the Allahabad High Court, the vacancies. In our High Court, nearly 14 vacancies are there, 12 or 14 if it has gone there. Vacancies and vacancies are there. Therefore, these vacancies are required to be filled up. Immediately it has to be filled up. So for the Judicial Standards and Accountability Bill, I appreciate. At one stage I felt, I tell you sir, the news which first day came in the Bengali Daily newspaper in 2007 or 8, exactly I have forgotten, regarding the misconduct of Justice Soumitra Sen. I was the person who, through the President of the Bar, requested the then Chief Justice, don't allow the judge to function. He will remain, he should not be allowed to function. The then Chief Justice kept our request. He was not allowed to function until the day he submitted his resignation letter. Therefore, very appropriate proceeding, appropriate provisions under Section 33 has been incorporated under the Judicial Standards and Accountability Bill 2010. The direction of stoppage of assigning judicial work in certain cases. It needs, essentially it was needed, it should have been engrafted earlier, but whatever it may be, at last it has come. Sir, our experience is this, we are a practicing lawyer also. Our experience speaks about that. They are overstrained. The judges are overstrained. I don't agree with that all the judges are bad. Again I say, the 95% judges are honest. I have seen the judges, after the retirement, even the High Court judge moves in the minibus, I have seen it. I saw the judges that after his retirement, when his wife had been suffering from cancer, I saw the judge, how he is maintaining his livelihood. I went to Patna once in my early practicing life. I went to Justice L.N. Sharma of the Patna. I saw his standard of livelihood, so unthinkable. There are judges, they have to be protected also. They have to be protected also. But because of these judges who are the black sheep of this country, there where the aberrations are there the Judicial Standards and Accountability Bill 2010 is needed. I will request through you to the Law Minister, bring about the proposal again, the transfer of the judges is needed. I support the transfer of the judges. Whatever the emoluments are required to be done, what are the salaries are to be given, fix up. Then who are ready to willing to accept the judgeship, let him be remained with the position of getting a transfer. A judge, a lawyer who is practicing in a High Court, if he is elevated from that High Court to a judge, he should be transferred from that High Court to different High Court. This is my reading of the things, an experience of the profession. If it is done, 50% corruption which we are saying, that would be stopped. But it doesn't mean that it would completely stop that. We know, even on case of a transfer, whereas the one or two judges what they are doing, I can't tell it because this is not a proof fact. In case of the judges, whether judges are honest or dishonest, you have to go to the court. Wall of the court will speak whether a judge is dishonest or honest. For that reason, no evidence is required.